Oh, taste and see.
Glory to Jesus Christ. My name is Father Volodymyr Zablotsky, and I welcome you to yet another episode of our online Orthodox cooking show. And today we're going to make boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, but not just any hard-boiled eggs, but the perfect boiled eggs. In the past, I used to follow a method where you would bring up the eggs in the water to a boil, covered with a cover, shut off the burner, and let it wait for about 20 minutes, and they would turn out pretty good. But the problem with that is that 20 minutes is a rather long time, and I would forget, and I would go around, and they will sit in that hot water, and they will end up overcooked. And if you are making eggs for your deviled eggs or any sort of other appetizers, you want them to look nice, because the overcooked egg, if you cut it through inside, on the outside edge of the yolk, it will be like dark green color, and they will be a little bit too hard. You don't want that. So my method is very different, kind of different. All you need about maybe 10 minutes of your time. And here we have, we're gonna make about 10 eggs. You have to cover them with water all the way. So water covers them all the way. I add a generous amount of salt just to make it, I know the reason. They say it's lowers the boiling temperature of water. It keeps it, more hotter. Whatever it is, you don't have to do it. I do it. So now we're gonna put it on the burner, and I'll tell you the next step. So when you have your eggs ready in the water, just put it on the stove. Turn your burner, oops, the wrong one, to high, and bring the water to a boil. So the idea behind this method of making hard-boiled eggs is that after they come to a boil, you will turn the burner down to medium-high and boil them for 5 minutes. And once they come to a boil, we'll set up the timer for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, you will immediately shut it off and put it under the cold water to stop the cooking process. Okay, our eggs are just about starting to boil. You can see it's a rolling boil. I'm gonna set the timer for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna lower the flame to the medium high, and I will let it boil like this for 5 minutes. Okay, our timer about to go off. They've been boiling for about 5 minutes. When the timer goes off, you shut the flame off completely, and you immediately take your eggs and run it under the cold water until the eggs are no longer hot to the touch. Because if you were to touch the egg right now, it would most certainly burn your hand. But we have about 15 seconds left, and you can see this is the kind of boil you want throughout all of the 5 minutes. It's pretty decent boil, but once the timer goes off, and there it is, I'm gonna shut off the timer. I'm gonna completely shut the flame off, and I will cool them under the cold water, and then we will peel them and see the end result. Okay, our eggs are ready to proceed and peel. But before we do that, I'm gonna show you a little trick. And I don't know, probably many of you know already, but how to tell a difference between a boiled and uncooked egg. So we have two eggs right here. One of them is hard boiled, and one of them is raw, uncooked. So the way to tell the difference is I know which one is not cooked, but to tell the difference, you can spin an egg, and if it kind of resists, you spin a little bit, it's a raw egg. You see, when you spin the boiled egg, it begins to spin without any resistance and continues to do so for a very, very long time. The raw egg won't do that. It has a little bit more resistance in it. I mean, this one is spins, but comparing to this one, you see how. So anyway, now you know another piece of useless information that you didn't know before. Okay, now it's time to see how well my method works. I already have a few eggs peeled here, so we can just cut in and see how they look inside. And once you cut it open, it's perfect. Perfect consistency if you were to make the hard-boiled, the deviled eggs rather. And if you can kind of flip, you see this yolk, beautiful yolk, there's no other color, just beautiful yellow. This is basically what you're looking for. But also keep in mind that depending on what altitude you live, your water will boil at different temperature. For example, if you live at the sea level, your water should boil at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. With every 500 feet of elevation, the boiling temperature of water drops by about 1 degree. So we are here in Buffalo and our water is boiling at 211 degrees. The higher you live, the lower the temperature, boiling temperature of water is. So you might have to slightly adjust by half a minute, maybe to a minute, your boiling temperature. But 5 minutes of boiling the eggs is the ideal time. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, give us like, thumbs up on the YouTube, and I will see you next time.